Welcome, everybody. Good evening. This is the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic AfterShow for episode 151. Skyler versus Lee. 2 matches tonight is all we got, but that's all we needed. We'll talk about the episode here, but first I want to bring in my guest, who probably did not watch the episode, so the review is going to be minuscule to him. But I felt like I wanted to bring this guy on after what went down last week to, and I'm on camera. I'm taking the cough drop out of my mouth. I can't have those things in there for too long. That's what she said. But it's my old co-host, the one of the founders of this after show, Mr. Jeff Edwards. What's up, Hollywood? Jeff Edwards, what's up?
What's up, White? Good to be back on with you.
Yeah, you got to come. You got to come back.
A long time.
It has been a long time. Thank you so much for coming back. You got to come back on though in a few weeks when we have the 100th episode though. It's very important.
Yeah, trying to get caught up. I took a little break there, but
yeah, man,
getting caught up.
So, what episode are you up to, so that people know you're trying?
I'm actually way back in the Christmas special was the last one I saw.
It's not too far back. So, well, in terms of in terms of worldwide, yeah, but live show wise, it's not that far back. I heard you pop. I saw that you popped when you saw that I got to pick the Dirty Daddy out of the bucket.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go over that.
Uh-oh.
We'll go over that in detail when I come on for the anniversary, because that was just phenomenal.
Yep, John Miller called it. I tweeted out today that we were gonna have a guest, and they were like, "It's Edwards, isn't it?" I was like, "I ain't telling you. You got to tune in."
John Miller knows what he's talking about.
He does.
Out there.
He does.
He really does.
So thank you all for joining. If you have anything to do in the chat room, we are at twitch.tv/FromPillowToPost. Edwards, I don't know if you can get in there and Skype with me at the same time on your Apple computer, but if you want to get in there and chat with the folks, you can. If not, oh well.
Wait, why do you gotta emphasize Apple computer? What was that about?
Because man, I'm not too fond of the Apple computers after working with Apple the last week or so.
Right.
I have an
it.
iMac sitting across the room from me, and it's about to be returned. I'll put it that way. Yeah. Oh man, Joe can't work from home no more. I found that out. I got to go out into the real world.
It's no better.
So let me talk about the episode first. We'll get it. We'll get the review out the way. I know you can chime in if you want, but Eric Andrews versus Matt Houston of the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws. Houston looked really good here in the beginning. I thought a lot of P and V. Houston working a quicker pace than what we're normally used to seeing him work. And then I found it funny how Andrews was the one that slowed the pace down. It was a really good match. Andrews playing the consummate heel, as it were, getting the low blow, the Ric Flair style low blow for the what they used to call the cheap shot, the Ric Flair cheap shot, as it was always called in the video games, for the win. Andrews has the golden ticket. Spoiler alert, Jeff. I should have said spoiler alert here. But you might want to plug your ears or turn me off for like a few minutes. But,
go ahead, White. I'm not listening to you anyway. Okay. Just keep going.
Thank you. Go tell AC it's time for his beauty regimen. Anyway.
Nice.
Those of you who listened to the Rise of Liberty this week, which I highly advise you to do, you'll get that reference. Yeah, it wasn't a low blow. Miller said he just stretched his leg. That's what it was. He had a cramp. He was just stretching his leg, got the win. And I love this match. I like this match. Tonight's matches came off better on Twitch/YouTube. I'll put it to you this way. They came off better on TV than they did live. Because I'll be honest, the audience had a little bit of a, oh no, when Houston came out. But I think it was a short, sweet match. It wasn't that long. It wasn't, it did exactly what it needed to do for Eric Andrews. So Eric Andrews has a lot of momentum right now. And I'm hoping that momentum, him coming out and scouting people, scouting title matches like he did with Lee and Skyler, I hope that continues. I hope they stretch that out a little while, and I hope that it continues to gain momentum, to have that snowball effect, as it goes on. And then we had Skyler versus Trevor Lee. A lot of good mat wrestling. Trevor Lee having a lot of wrist control. People don't realize if you've ever wrestled in high school, wrist control is one of the first things that they teach you. So when I see a wrestler, grabbing the wrist, you'd be surprised how much just doing, this to a person can have, how much effect it can have. So it was very good. The match came off better on Twitch. So of course, I mentioned last week, and we'll get there. Edwards chime in here as he listened to the show AfterShow last week. Someone that was sitting in the same row as me said that, hey, it's just like the no ropes match with Roy, only this has ropes. And I think what he meant was as far as pacing, as far as some of the same moves, maybe even some of the same storytelling. And I can see where he would get those references, but to me, it came off much better on Worldwide than it did live. And the commentary was very, very much, a factor in that for me. The commentary really helped it. Charles taking the penalty kick on the outside, Charles Richardson, the referee. Man, I'll be honest with you, that looked just as vicious live as it did on Worldwide because I'm sitting right there. And it was very, very crazy. I'm sitting there going, Charles, look out. And then, bam, he gets hit. And I'm sitting there looking at Charles down as he's down going, I told you. And then Trevor Lee helping Charles up, going, sorry, Charles. I'm sorry, but you got to get up, Charles. You got to get up, Charles. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny. I will say this about Trevor Lee's matches, and maybe you can chime in on this, Edwards, as you've been kind of catching up, as it were.
Okay.
His matches, while I could see somebody's point of every match of his is the same, it's just a different backdrop, a different story, if you will, kind of. His matches always give you that shred of doubt of, could this be the time that he loses the belt?
Yes, agree.
It reminded me of Triple H back in the early 2000s when he had that big, long title run. And even even like 2003, 2004 when he was with Evolution, where, and I know this isn't supposed to work for a babyface, but it kind of akin to you couldn't wait to see when Triple H was going to drop it. Not more importantly, who was he going to drop it to? And it's the same way with Trevor Lee, in my opinion, only as a babyface, and that's what makes it better is every match leaves you with that tiny shred of doubt going, and that's just him giving his opponents so much, is will this be the time? Will we see that title change? Will we, go back to the Rumble? Have you watched the Rumble?
Yes.
Damn good
Rumble.
Thank
good
you.
Rumble.
Best battle royal I've ever seen. Comes down to him and Kane.
Your boy.
Hell yeah. Me and Johnny.
Let's put him over some so we piss off all the workers.
Yeah, we
Can we do that now? Or?
Kane Justice is the fucking man.
And we love Kane Justice.
We love Kane Justice, so the rest of the locker room now is pissed at us again.
Well, at you. I'm just
at me,
airdropping in here.
You're just sitting here adding fuel to the fire tonight, man.
But maybe after tonight, you know how I am, White.
Yeah.
You know how I get with this stuff. No, but Trevor's a great, not that I know anything about storytelling because I'm just a fan that's been watching it since I was 5 years old, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's why Trevor's such a great storyteller because going in, he's going to win probably. And then maybe, and then as you're watching the match, you're going, oh, wait a minute. Maybe he could lose. Maybe this is the moment. And that's a testament to Trevor. But again, like I said, what do I know?
Yeah, but then again,
I'm just on your show here. What do we know?
Yeah, I've only been watching since '91, so.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
We're stupid, Mark. We're just stupid marks, man.
Never in the business.
Never in the business. You're not a booker, Joe White. Give me the book. Let me show you what I could do with it. That's all I could say.
These guys. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Jeff, I thought you were going to have the opposite point of view.
No.
And then Jeff messages me and goes, are you sure you want to fucking do this? Because I'm thinking the same way you are.
Oh, it's one of my pet peeves with pro wrestlers, man. It's one of my pet peeves. And if all that stuff was directed at you, which I'm assuming it was.
Oh, it was.
Man, I'm shocked at some of these.
We'll get there.
I mean, unbelievable.
Because here's what kills me, and I know how you feel about Meltzer. You know how I feel about Meltzer. I can tolerate Meltzer at times, but the one thing I've always said, and the one thing that I've always stood behind what he says, is that, you get these people that go, take a bump. You don't know what it's like until you take a bump. You have no idea you can't criticize it until you've taken a bump. And I'm sitting there going, if that's the case, Vince McMahon should be nowhere near the business until 1997 when he took that stunner from Austin.
It's a good point. I mean,
that's what Meltzer says. And oh man, that's going to light a fire under some people. Oof.
Oh, of course. But
anyway, I like this episode. I'm kind of curious now to see where they go from here. Next week, I'm assuming you'll get the finale of Green with Envy, which is Eric Royal, who I like Eric Royal despite what he says about me. I am a big fan of Eric Royal. Haven't we and you put over? Go back and listen to, some of the earlier episodes of the After Show before the whole thing happened in December.
Yep.
How many times did we put over Eric Royal?
The entire All-Stars.
The entire All-Stars. How many times did we put that entire faction over?
Countless times. I think the first time I saw him, I said to you, this guy's obviously a top guy.
Yeah.
He could be a top guy anywhere. I think is that exactly what I said. But
so,
oh well.
I'm curious to see what they do at the Kernodle Cup with Trevor, if they give Trevor a match, which I'm assuming he will. It's a one-day event. It's a double shot. Miller says that's not the point. We'll get there, John. We'll get there. Because I'm going to read some stuff that I got personally. I'm not going to tell you guys who sent it, but I am going to say some things that I got sent personally on Twitter. That kind of put things in perspective for me into all this. But we'll get there. But last year's Kernodle Cup featured Chip Day versus Trevor Lee, which is when I got you to start watching. And so I'm kind of curious to see if they give us that blockbuster match, because I think you need that. You have all this tag team wrestling, and I think that you kind of need that big blockbuster Mid-Atlantic title match or TV title match. Something you need a big one-on-one match to throw in there maybe as your main event, so that it doesn't seem like burnout. I guess. I mean, if it's weird, just please be careful. I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to tell people, who said what. But getting back to the Kernodle Cup this year, I don't know, Jeff, if you go to a tag tournament and it's all tag matches, don't you feel like, hey, shouldn't we have had a singles match in there to spice things up a bit?
I know where you're going. Normally I would say yeah, but if it's a big deal, like CWF makes the Kernodle Cup a big deal, then I'm okay with it. Like, they actually have meaning to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's very well done usually, but yeah, from a live point of view, especially if you're just casually going to the wrestling show, maybe you would get that impression.
Well, it's crazy because New Japan ran a show in the U.S., I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and it's funny how I feel like there was a lot of first-time viewers of New Japan this go-around than last year. Mm-hmm. Even though you had people like Roseanne Barr and everybody tweeting about it. Uh-huh. And one of the criticisms this year was, my God, there's so many damn tag matches on this card. Can we get a singles match, please? And I kind of had to take the Jeff Edwards point of view and constantly tell people on Twitter, this is what they do. You go to a New Japan show and you get 5 or 6 tag matches before you even get a singles match.
Oh, yeah. And that's their MO.
And the impression that I got this year was the American fans hated it. Hated it. But you're going into a thing with the Kernodle Cup where tag teams are the focus. That's what you're there for, is that tag team tournament.
Right, exactly.
To see what teams get brought in, which the AML people in North Carolina kind of spoiled one of the matches, but I'm not going to say it here. But I just think that you had the tag team tournament, and then right before intermission of the Saturday show, you had Chip Lee. I do that every time. Chip Day versus Trevor Lee. And then they had the intermission, and then they came back with the finals of the tournament. The finals of the tournament should still be your main event. But having that one singles match, that Chip Day versus Trevor Lee in that Mid-Atlantic title bout right where it was, and then when they aired it on Worldwide, making it its own episode, it just helped the flow of the show live and from a worldwide standpoint. So I'm kind of hoping they do that this year. I'm kind of hoping they give us a big match. Hell, I'd love to see Trevor versus Chip 2 this year.
Right. Maybe they'll do that.
I wouldn't hold my breath on it, but it could happen. All right. Let's get into this here, man.
Okay.
Because I'm dying to know what your opinion is. I haven't gone back and listened to the after show, so what I said, me and my short-term memory here, the old noggin is, as I get older, it fades on me. But you listened to it today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I buried anybody last week. Did
That's
I bury everybody?
That's the biggest surprise because, you sent me the thread on Twitter and I read it and I'm thinking, my initial thought was, oh boy, what did he say? You.
You know me.
What do I say this time?
How big is the foot going in White's mouth today?
Exactly. Because we've been there before, White.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and listened, and then you were talking about booking, and then you went off it, and you were going into the review, and I thought, well, it couldn't have been that. And then you started talking more about booking, and you were talking about episodic TV and things getting stale, and I thought, well, it couldn't be that because I've heard him say things 10 times worse than that in the past. And then the show ended. And I thought, what the hell are these guys so pissed off for? I couldn't figure out. For Eric Royal and Brad Attitude to be tweeting how you're saying idiotic, stupid Mark crap.
Surprise.
Beyond me, man. I don't get it.
My nickname is the Stupid Mark. That's a badge I wear fucking proudly. I've always said that. Yeah, I'm a mark. I'm a mark for these guys. I'm a mark for this promotion. Otherwise, there'd be no fucking after show.
And that's the other thing. You always preface things with, and I actually jotted this down because I didn't want to screw up the quote. But you said this last week. I'm not in the business. It's just me talking out my ass.
It's just me talking out my ass, giving my opinion.
I mean, how many times have you, me, AC, whoever, we're just fans. I'm just a fan. We're just fans of wrestling. We're just giving our opinion as a fan. I guess that means fans can't fantasy book because we're not in the business. I mean, to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like some people in this company can't handle constructive criticism about their company.
You know what was crazy, man? I'm going to say this. The show after Battlecade, which you're about ready to come up on as you continue your journey. And it's a hell of a journey. Good storytelling's coming up, man. Battlecade, dude, is a hell of a show. But after Battlecade is when the I'll call it the shakeup.
Okay.
Happened. You're aware of the shakeup, right?
I'm fully aware of the shakeup.
Okay.
Yes.
So after that shakeup, and I don't mean to speak out of school here, but I'm gonna say some behind quote unquote, because it's not really behind the scenes stuff, but it's stuff that happened after that first show. I was speaking to somebody who I'll call him the top brass. Okay.
Okay.
So people say it's almost offensive when fans fantasy book out loud. So we're not allowed to stress our opinions on how things should happen.
So who's that said that?
Miller said that. John Miller.
Okay, why? John, can you give me a reason why you feel that way?
I take constructive
I
criticism on how
think
to do this fucking after show all the time. I'm not sitting here going, "Hey, grab a mic and see what happens."
I mean, I think that's what makes conversing about wrestling fun, whether it's on this show or somebody's podcast or whoever.
To a certain extent, isn't all booking fantasy?
To a point, yeah.
You're writing
because
a play.
we're not holding the book. We're not
reading
it.
You're whole writing a story.
Right.
Fan fiction. Hello. All right, I'm gonna pull my man card down for 1 minute and tell you, 50 Shades of Grey, which has made millions of fucking dollars, is based. The lady who wrote that started writing Twilight fan fiction, Twilight fantasy booking.
Right.
She sat there and took her own spin on somebody else's story and pinned her own story and managed to make billions of dollars off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're saying we can do better. No, I can't.
The thing of it is, too, is I don't know if these guys realize it or not because they're too inside because they actually work in the business. They can't see outside. But the thing is, it's like, I always have referenced this when I would be talking wrestling and storytelling and comparing, WWE storytelling now to back in the day. When I was a kid, I fell in love with wrestling because of the Mega Powers story. Mega Powers together, Mega Powers triumphant. Hulk Hogan starts hanging out with Elizabeth. Macho gets pissed. You have the heel turn. That whole thing took about, a year and a half, 2 years?
It was beautifully drawn out.
It's beautiful, beautiful episodic wrestling television. You brought up Sons of Anarchy last week. And ironically, I just got done rewatching that 3 days ago.
Me too.
Great show.
Yes.
And you're right. 6 and 7, they probably could have condensed those 2 seasons.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
But my point is, people need to realize, these guys need to realize, we live watching stuff. Whether it's Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, everybody does this. Sons of Anarchy. We all talk about what happens and what could happen. It's what makes it fun. And wrestling's no different. So if you're a company, an indie company that's actually not, you're actually doing a better job than most indie companies out there because you're using YouTube and Twitch now as episodic TV. You don't need a TV contract.
No.
You're doing it.
John Miller.
So why not do it to the best of your ability? And that's where a guy like you, Joe, comes in. You're doing an after show. It seems like people are, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, ingrates that someone is taking the time like you to sacrifice time with your family. You're putting in effort. You're here live after it airs to talk about them. And not everything's going to be positive.
Nope.
Guys, not everything's going to be positive. Some things are going to be negative. And if Joe wants to decide to talk about fantasy booking, he's going to talk about fantasy booking.
Here's what kills me, going back to my point here, and then we'll get to some things that are being said in the chat room. I sat there with the CWF top brass after that whole shakeup went down. They called me out kind of publicly and thanked me for my passion of the product and for doing the after show. They started tweeting me out. They subscribed to me on Twitch. I'm finally, I won't say getting recognition because I fucking can't really, I don't deserve it. I'm just a fan who's, like you just said, is taking his time to do this because I'm passionate about the product. Mm-hmm. And I told, and this person in question who I met for the first time officially that night shook my hand and said, "Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your passion." And I looked at him and I said, "I appreciate your thanks." I said, "But do not get mad at me when I criticize your booking. It's part of my job on the after show." It's not a job, but you get my drift.
Right.
And he kind of chuckled. And you know what he told me? You pay your money to enter that door. Say whatever you want. The goddamn owner of the promotion sitting there telling me that shit. What the fuck am I doing so wrong?
Right. It's
now,
a great point.
Do I know if it's him booking? No. Is it my business who's booking? Fuck no. John Miller goes, "It's like we're saying we could do better. We're downplaying the years of experience of the powers that be." Okay. I'm not a football fan. You are. You watched the Super Bowl this year, I'm imagining.
Yeah, of course.
There was a player for the Patriots who was crying openly on the damn sidelines because I think he was a cornerback or running back.
Yep. Malcolm. What was his last name? Yeah. Keep going.
He didn't get to play. They told him last minute, sit the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You're riding the pine pony. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The next day, that coach, who's the coach of the Belichick?
Belichick.
Thank you, I got it right. Bill Belichick, how many years has he been coaching football?
A long ass
time. He's built this dynasty of the Patriots to where it is today. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know shit from apple butter about football.
No, you're dead on so far.
The next day, Skip and Shannon, the Wingo and Garlic. And that time I think it might have been still Mike and Mike. Colin Cowherd. Everybody. Are they crazy? Why didn't they play this guy? Why is he sitting on the sidelines?
Mm-hmm. And that was my point with the TV. It happens, Game of Thrones fans, Walking Dead fans, everybody.
They're downplaying. Are you telling me that they're downplaying, regardless of whether they've played football or not played football? They're no longer playing football. They're sitting in a fucking TV studio analyzing fantasy booking. If it was me, I would have played the guy. Not to play this guy is an injustice. Are you telling me that they're downplaying the years of experience that Belichick has? Was it the right move by Belichick? Probably not. Would that have been enough to win in the game? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But are you telling me that everybody on Fox Sports, CBS, ESPN, NBC, everybody, they are crapping on those experiences? That's saying that they can do better, that's wrong? There would be no fucking ESPN if that was the case.
True.
There would be no damn Fox Sports if that was the case. We're talking about an era where WWE has the potential to be on Fox in the very near future, in the next 2 years.
What else is in the chat room? Anything else? Any other opinions about what went down?
No, nothing else. What else do you have? Because I'm sitting here, I got the thread, and we'll all call in to talk about how Ethan is terrible for Kane's run. I never said that he was... Oh, thank you, Human. Human Tornado is now following us on Twitch. Thank you, Human Tornado.
Nice.
Old friend of the show, actually. Used to have him on when it was called From Pillar to Post Live. So
I remember you talked about him many times.
Golly, that was like 2007, 2006.
It was a long time ago.
Back in the SoCal indie days, man, when SoCal was the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just PWG. But anyway. But I look at it this way. When I'm sitting there in the Sportatorium, and I, as a fan, and Bruce Mitchell is sitting next to me agreeing with me about how that first night that they were together, Ethan took all of Kane's heat. Now, here's what I'm hoping. And I will say, as the weeks have gone on, it's kind of spaced itself out a little bit to the point where they are about equal as far as heat goes. They're wearing each other's shirts out to the ring, blah, blah, blah. And we get now that, hey, okay, these two are a team for the Kernodle Cup. What I am hoping, though, and what my point was, is that I hope this does not ruin Kane's momentum. I hope this does not ruin Ethan's singles momentum. Both of those guys, and you're coming up on the end of the year, so Ethan has been on a fucking tear as of late, and you're where you're at now. Am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ethan Alexander Sharp, hell of a worker. Hell of a 2017, that latter part of 2017. And I said it the last week, and I've said this many a times, if you go from Absolute Justice forward, that whole roster seems like it's on a roller coaster heading upwards as far as momentum goes. And now, at the beginning of the year, and I don't care who the fuck is booking. And I'm not the only one to say this. I'm the only one with the damn cojones to sit here in front of a fucking microphone and say what I think and what others have told me, okay? That it just seems like the entire roster, I didn't say the roster is depleted, okay? And it is depleted.
Yeah, I saw that was a quote.
But, I said that right now the roster has lost their momentum a little bit, and I hope that momentum gets built back up after this Kernodle Cup. Mm-hmm. And when I say depleted, okay, and one of Eric's quotes was, explain how everyone is misused except for the champion. And how the roster is quote-unquote depleted, okay?
Okay.
Here's my thing with this, man. When your champion has ran through every singles competitor, every competitor on the roster, it is depleted. But then again, I will say, you got to go back to that old adage of anything can happen in a ring on any given night.
Right. Now, it's going to be hard for me to comment because I'm so far behind, but actually since the booking changed, maybe we just can't see where things are going at this point, especially with Ethan and Kane, right?
Right, and we don't really need a crystal ball. I want to see this play out, but I'll be honest.
But maybe they just need to create some challengers. Maybe they don't even know what they're gonna do. Who knows? And hey, this is no offense to anybody there. I'm just speculating, and of course I don't have the power to speculate because I never worked in the business, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot, okay? Maybe they're trying to figure out how to get to where they're going because the old booker used to have things planned out. I think it was kind of obvious. He was either really good at booking on the fly or he had things planned out. Maybe these people, whoever are booking, maybe they're just not so strong in that department. I'm just speculating. I don't know. I don't even know who books there right now, but I'm speculating.
Nor is it any of our business who books there now. But did you read Bruce Mitchell's article about the whole deal that went down?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'll link you to it. Sometimes it was being booked on the fly.
Okay.
But if I'm a booker, I do have things planned out a little bit in advance, and it's hard to do with an indie promotion that, hey, you want to call up, Jimmy Jack and tell Jimmy Jack, hey, I need you here, and then Jimmy Jack calls and says, hey, I can't come. My kid is sick. Yes, right, it's very hard to, because this is not most of these people's only job, and it's not their life. I mean, it's something that they love to do and that they have great passion for, but it is kind of hard to book a CWF months in advance, okay? However, looking at the roster, you do know who's going to be there every week, who's reliable, who's going to stick around, who's not going to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right in the sense that I think it was booked many months in advance in his head, but, we're fans, bro. We're not bookers. I get that. I'll call Miller out for a second. Miller is always sending me stuff about, hey, what if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened? Mm. And I kind of have to put it as a, no, it won't happen because of this. And he always corrects me, if you're thinking as a fan, not a booker. To some extent, that's true. But my role, I know my role. The Rock, your role, shut your mouth. I'm always, I know my role. My role is here on the AfterShow. But like you said, though, Jeff, it's not all wine and roses.
And I've used this example in the past, too. But, I mean, we've seen so many stories play out in wrestling over the years. How many per year? How many per month? How many per show? How many per 5 years? How many per decade? Okay, I liken that to, let's take Eric Royal and Brad Attitude and sit them in a restaurant. And I've said this before 1,000 times with these guys. Let's sit them in the restaurant and let's let them order their favorite steak, okay? However they like it, whether it's well done or medium rare or whatever. That steak comes out, and if it tastes like rubber, are you a 5-star chef? Can you comment that steak tasted like shit? Yes or no? Because you're not a 5-star chef.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the exact same thing. You're telling us that we're not the 5-star chef, so we can't complain about the meal we just spent time buying. Time and money and effort buying.
And granted, yeah, it's fucking
the
free.
Same thing.
It's free
the same
TV.
Thing.
I get that. It's free TV, but hell.
Yeah, but you're paying to go see it, right?
Yeah.
I think you'd have a right to bitch if your steak came out and it wasn't the way you wanted it. Maybe not even the way you wanted it. Just tastes good.
Yeah.
I think you have a right to say this isn't so good.
And I'm not saying that it's not good. That's just it. They give
me
the steak that
you
I
didn't
want.
Really kill anybody on that show. I don't even get it, man. Was everybody in a bad mood last week? What?
I don't know, but and then I get the comment because he's been running a very successful promotion for years, so he knows what he's talking about.
Hashtag as a booker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it, man.
Then I get told I really should stay on my side of the curtain. I am on my side of the curtain. I would never fucking proceed to tell somebody, hey, You know, I would never ever fucking do that to that extreme. You know, they're acting like I'm Dave fucking Meltzer here. You know? That's the thing I don't get.
I just wonder what would happen if you just said, you know what, I'm just not going to do it anymore.
They wouldn't care.
No, they wouldn't care. And that's a problem because you're actually doing an after show of their show. I think they should care.
Here's the thing.
I think they should care to the point that at least somebody is talking about the product. Somebody is talking about the company that they work for. I think that's a good thing.
You know, and in all honesty, I'm gonna stick my own head out of my ass for a minute and peek out of my own little rock and be arrogant for just a minute. Can I do I think we've been doing this for almost a year. Do I have the right to be arrogant here for just a second?
It's your channel, it's your show.
Okay.
It's your mic.
Several people after the whole shakeup happened have been far, far more harsh on their podcasts than I have. Several people, and they're wrong for doing this, stopped watching and proceeded to call it, oh, they're just putting out content. So why aren't those people getting called out? Why aren't those people getting called into court?
Maybe it's because your name. Maybe it's because it's the name of the show. Maybe it angers them that you actually have CWF in the name.
That's another thing that got brung up by somebody.
Yeah, I saw it. What was it? How did they put it? Someone affiliated. Oh, it was Brad. It was Brad Attitude.
Well, it wasn't just Attitude, okay?
More stupid marks or ones who
somebody,
think they're affiliated with CWF. That's what he said. And Eric said both.
People said that, you know...
Big babies, man. Big babies. I'm just going to come out and say it.
It's that people are saying that I trashed CWF in the booking while using CWF in my podcast name. Okay? What the fuck else am I supposed to call it? I review CWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Worldwide. I review their product.
That's what I mean.
What do you want me to
You're
call
live reviewing that show. It's why people do review shows after Raw.
I got my camera on tonight. Welcome to Dollar General Cough Drop Talk. Tonight we're talking about the wrestlers on Dollar General Cough Drop Talk. Q-tips are us. We could talk about, we could call the show Q-tips. I got a note from Google here. We could call it the Note from Google podcast, where we talk about CWF wrestling.
Wait, can I say something?
It's and then the affiliated thing. Read the fucking T-shirt. It says official, unofficial. It's the official. It's officially unofficial.
That's what the unofficial means. That's why it's big and blazing in the logo.
Thank you. We are unofficially official.
Wait, I just want to say, too, for the record, we're not attacking the entire roster. I just want to say this. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Eric Andrews, okay? Great dude. We interviewed him together.
Awesome man.
Great dude. You interviewed him at the Fan Fest, and I thoroughly enjoyed that interview.
Yep.
He comes on as soon as the crap went down.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to. Great dude, right? CL Party.
Love me some CL Party.
I sent her a DM, and I hate sending people DMs because I know they look at it and it's like, oh, somebody's DMing me. I sent her a DM and asked her for a favor of recording herself, introing us for the after show. Remember that?
Right. Sorry, somebody in the chat room, Bad News Johnson 73 goes, can we name it the Bad News Official After Show?
Yeah, name it after that guy.
Yeah,
why not?
He is. He's got it. God, what am I going to do?
Bad news.
What am I going to do with all these official, unofficial after show fucking T-shirts I got lying around now? They're useless. Gonna have to get Bad News Official After Shows made.
Give them away. On
Joe's got more
page.
bad news for you.
CL Party White. She goes out of her way She gets a DM from me. She's like, no problem. When you want to do it? I'm like, whenever. She's like, I'm moving. I can't do it now. How about later? I'm like, yeah, whatever. We get on Skype. She's like, hi, how you doing? I'm good. Boom. She records it. That was it. Thank you very much. She didn't have to do that.
No.
Right? So I don't want to sound like I'm trashing the entire CWF roster. But when I say more stupid marks or ones who think they're affiliated with CWF, ? And Eric Royal go, both. I mean, what's the problem here, guys?
I'm not I could have came out here with the logo. There's the new shirt. Have you seen the new T-shirt, Jeff?
I have.
It's a good shirt.
It's very nice.
Okay. It has the CWF logo on it. That's because I went up and asked the top brass, I want to get shirts made. And I made it very clear, don't worry, I would never fucking dream about selling merchandise at your shows. And I won't. But it's hard for me, it's hard for me to have official and unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic Worldwide AfterShow T-shirts without, and he finished my sentence, he goes, you want to use the logo? Says, yes, I'm asking permission. He goes, not a problem.
That's pretty awesome.
The promoters don't have a problem with me. A lot of the locker room has come up and said thank you to me.
See, that's the thing that bothers me. Like, you asked. You asked.
And if he would have said no, fine, no problem. I completely understand. We'll think of something else.
Right, come up with something else. No problem. But you're pretending you're affiliated. Says the NXT flunky.
Oh, dude, come on now. I wouldn't go that far.
Sorry.
Wow, dude.
No, listen, man. Listen. I said it. Okay? Is it true? Yeah, it's true. Listen, don't be thinking that you're bigger. He's a hell of a worker. I put him over many times on this show.
You did.
He's great on the mic. But when I see bullshit,
his best work is yet to come since you're catching up.
Dude, when I see millennial bullshit, snowflakey bullshit like this on Twitter, I mean, what are you, man? I mean, come on. Where you at? Where are you? What gives you?
People are saying it's not cool. Oh, they're not cool. They're coming at you, Jeff.
Hey, it is what it is, man. If you're gonna pick on someone that's reviewing your show, I think you got to thicken your skin a little bit, pal. That's all I'm saying. Brad Attitude, love the work. I said it many times. You shouldn't have left NXT. They were wrong. They made a bad decision. But my God, you really got to chime in there and just tear apart some guy that's trying to promote your company that you work for?
That's the whole, dude. That was the whole purpose of this show.
I know, and it's because of your love of the company.
What other indie fed has fans that do this? I've been called the shill for the pro. You're goddamn right. I love CWF. I love everybody involved in it. From CL Party to Ethan Alexander Sharp to
This is actually why I didn't want to come on, White. I gotta call it like I see it, and you're gonna feel the repercussions from that comment. But it is what it is. I can't hold my tongue on this stuff.
I have a different opinion of you than that, but I mean you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think he's an NXT flunky, honestly. I mean, well, it was Florida Championship Wrestling, but you know what? Well, yeah, honestly, exactly. I think they missed the fucking boat on Brad.
They did.
He should be there right now. Just like I think
they did,
Trevor
and maybe he's just pissed off at that. Maybe he's just pissed off and taking it out on you. I don't know. I just don't get that. I don't get that.
People said, "You're thinking I'm using inside terms for you marks there being heels." And, just like I've said many times, Trevor Lee shouldn't be in CWF right now. Trevor Lee shouldn't be in Impact right now.
Probably not.
NXT is the place for Trevor Lee right now. I've said that many times. And I like this damn... Hell, when's the last time you heard of anybody holding a belt for 2 fucking years?
Been a long time.
I like it. I do like it. I do like Trevor Lee's matches. I'm just sitting here thinking... Is this going to be the night that and maybe that's their job. Hey, maybe they're looking at me going, we got you, Joe White. We got you. Because I'm sitting here thinking, who the fuck is he going to lose this to? And is he going to be around after he loses it? And when he finally loses it, is that going to be his CWF swan song? Guess what, folks? They got me. They got this mark, hook, line, and fucking sinker. Because I'm going to continue to pay to see it.
You got to be there when it happens.
Yeah. And when
that's good booking.
When I said,
are we allowed to say good booking now or no? Or can we throw that out the window too?
Trevor Lee books his. It's no secret. Trevor Lee has been booking his own shit for the last 2 years, but not all of it is him. I look at it this way, like tonight's episode. Last week, man, I was of the opinion of, you know what? Maybe that guy is right. Skyler versus Trev is just like the other match, but with ropes. Not everyone sharing their opinions was a wrestler. We're not saying that everybody was a wrestler, but
oh no,
that
we know
whole
that.
thread was people who are quote unquote affiliated with the company. Some of which have come up and said that they like my work, that they like my podcasts. When I read
that's the other thing too. Some of those tweets are people that the likes on it are people you know. I don't understand that. Like, I don't know. Maybe Joe. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe you're a big joke. Maybe you're a big joke to them. Maybe
Probably
they don't care.
I am.
There you go.
Got to give a shout out to our unofficial sponsors, American Lucha Designs. Hey, if you like this T-shirt, American Lucha Designs designed it. If you need any graphic design work done, if you're a wrestler who needs merchandise made or even different gear designs made up, the folks at American Lucha Designs can help you out there. Really good guys.
Is that free publicity for them?
It is.
You might want to stop that too.
What, the free publicity for people?
For them, because they liked Brad's tweet. I think it was Brad's tweet. I saw they liked one of them.
Full transparency here with you. I like Mario and Jason. They're good guys.
I hope you're right.
I know I'm right. Just because I hit a like button on Twitter, really, come on.
I don't know. I mean, just saying.
But head on over to their newly revamped website, AmericanLuchaDesigns.com, for more information. Also, Bullock's Engraving. If you need a trophy made, Father's.
You know what I need, White?
What's that?
I need a fantasy football trophy for my league made.
If you need,
should I order it? Should I order it from this guy?
You should.
Tell me more. Tell me more about this.
Because he can engrave anything you want on said trophy. And get this: if you mention the AfterShow,
okay.
If you mention the AfterShow, you get 10% off.
Oh, that's a deal.
When are you doing your fantasy football draft? The real draft is coming up.
It'll be August-ish.
August, that's not too far away.
No, it's not. I better start thinking about that quick and get my order in.
That's right. You got to go ahead and go over to bullocksengraving.com. Again, mention that you heard about them on the official, unofficial CWF Worldwide After Show. Get 10% off. bullocksengraving.com.
Love it.
Thank you.
We're good at that, White.
We are.
Damn.
I forgot about the whole fantasy football thing. I've been plugging like kids' participation trophies this whole time because everybody gets a trophy nowadays, Jeff.
I know we do.
Anyway.
White, I got PO'd today.
Oh, Lord.
At this hatred for the official, unofficial after show. I don't understand it.
Hate, but
I don't know. Haters gonna hate, White.
Yeah. But when it's people that I'm, here's what kills me. Here's another thing that kills me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Eric, I invited Eric to come on tonight. I wish he would have. He never got. I sent the message since I can't DM him because he's not following me. Mm-hmm. I went and put it out there. Mr. Royal, come on, let's talk this out. Didn't hear a thing.
It would be nice to get that opinion.
And then he goes, I don't have to listen to your show. Which tells me that somebody who did listen, which thank you for listening. I would never bash my audience, but This guy heard it through word of mouth of somebody else, which tells me that he did not listen to the other however many weeks it's been into this year since that booking change happened, and even hell before that, where I've encouraged people, don't give up on this shit. Do not give up on the product. Do not give up on CWF. Keep watching. The production's going to get better. The booking, yes, it's going to level out sooner or later after the Stamp Kernodle Cup tournament and get better. They don't say nothing about that. But when I have a question about one of the things that's, the booking, and I have opinions and suggestions, I get my noose sent to the, hung from the gallows.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to hear a comment from the chat room. I mean, you're coming on here immediately after the show to listen to White break down the show. So if you don't want fantasy booking or booking thoughts or booking ideas, you basically want Joe to tell you what was on the show and then go off air
after you've just watched it yourself.
That's basically what we're talking about here, right? Because the conversation comes from the booking. You can talk about the match all you want, but that's only going to get you so far.
That show, I always akin this show to Talking Dead. We're both Walking Dead fans.
Yes.
Which this season has been way better than last, but anyway. Talking Dead comes on right after. I kind of give people a half an hour breather to digest what they've just seen. But I hate the fact that Chris Hardwick, and because Chris Hardwick works directly with AMC, he's affiliated. He can't say anything negative. He can't go on there and go, hey, we read on, the Walking Dead message board this week about people's detest for these goddamn bottle episodes in season 6 and 7.
Yes.
He can't do that. Why? Because AMC pays him. I always akin to this show as the Walking Dead or the Talking Dead of CWF, because I come on and I can give you honest opinions. I don't have to sit there and brown nose. I'm not that much of a shill. Now, that's why it's unofficial. The official, unofficial AfterShow. And I even said this to Jeff and everybody, I said this to you, Jeff Edwards, and I've said this to other people named Jeff. I will never call it the official AfterShow, because if it was official, I'd be sitting here doing fucking kayfabe.
Basically, yeah. But it sounds like that's what they want.
Do you want an Aftermag, people? Do you want a radio version of a CWF Aftermag? Because I could be that if you want me to be.
Trevor Lee defeated John Skyler tonight. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. This has been Joe White on the Whatever After Show. Good night.
I thought about doing that as a bit at the top of the fucking show. I seriously did. I thought about coming on and being like, Eric Andrews, your golden boy, defeated the returning Matt Houston this evening. Matt Houston looked good in the beginning, but Andrews got the better of him with a low blow that the referee did not see. Then we retreated to Skyler versus Trevor Lee. Trevor Lee continues on his 2-year-plus title reign, defeating the outsider, John Skyler, with a heck of an STF. And that's the way it was. Good night.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fun of it for me, and I would think for the listeners of the show, is when is Trevor going to lose this? Let's talk about it. Maybe it's going to be at Battlecade. Well, maybe it's going to be here. Maybe it's going to be Kane. Maybe it's going to be Kane. Maybe it'll be Kane.
I don't feel like y'all are taking this seriously. We are taking it seriously.
That might be sarcasm from whoever.
That was Miller. Another thing that killed me about this thread was somebody goes, I got to tell you, I don't know how you guys do it sometimes. I mean, you bust your ass in the ring. Then you have the official, unofficial fans officially, unofficially overthinking everything and ruining the show for themselves. You know, just enjoy the matches and the escape from reality that pro wrestling brings. I love what you guys in CWF do because you help me forget work and relax. If people wouldn't look at it so critically, they might unofficially enjoy it instead of coming off like a cuck.
You are a cuck, White.
Oh, man.
Cuck White.
I love watching myself get fucked by these fucking marks on Twitter.
White, what are you going to do moving forward? Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. If I was still your co-host,
the thought in my head this week after reading all this was, let's take it to episode 100 and say, fuck it, we're shutting it down.
I'll
give the leftover T-shirts away as Christmas presents.
Which I'm not, White. I would bring that up to you because that was my thought. I read some of this stuff and I thought, you know what? I think I would at least poll the people. Throw a Twitter poll out there.
Oh, dude, if I threw a Twitter poll out there, the fucking people, McAllister would be the first one to say yes, and he'd be doing it just to troll me.
That's true. That's true. I do see his comments in the chat sometimes there.
It's awesome. I like McAllister.
But I would seriously consider, this might not be worth your time. I mean, I hate to say it, and it's sad to say, but reading that thread, man, it's like, I don't know.
And here's another thing that kills me, man. Do I appreciate the wrestlers and the workers and the behind-the-scenes people who come up to me and say yes, and hey, we like what you do, we like what you did, thank you for sticking with us? Yes, I love that. Nothing feels better than those guys coming up to me and telling me that they like this show and they like what I do. And I appreciate every last one of them for it. But they're not the target audience.
Right.
Never have been. I love the fact that there's so many of those guys that come up, that listen to this show, and that, and that continue to listen. Please continue to listen. I love the fact that you guys listen. But it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It never was. Even when you were co-hosting with me, we had to pick apart some things.
Mm-hmm.
There were several things that me and you disagreed on and had really good arguments over back in the day about,
Mm-hmm. That's the other thing, too. I mean, you'll get 40 people sometimes. Sometimes you get 19. Sometimes you get 50. Whatever, listening to this. I think that's a testament to the CWF product. If it's good, they're going to want more, and they come to you to get the review. Because when you see something good, you want to keep, all right, I just watched something good. I gotta hear somebody talk about it now. It's why you're live after the show. And it's sadly, if you would decide to get rid of this show, there's going to be nowhere for them to go.
Well, there's other podcasts that cover it and everything like that have been far more brutal,
Yeah, but right or wrong, you devote the show to their show.
People are sitting there. Sophia Moon retweeted the Eric Royals thing. Goes, not to stir the pot. Yeah, right. But Eric has been called a snowflake by Joe's co-host and sort of called out by Joe for actually not coming on. Yeah, I would love nothing more than for Eric Royal to come on Skype right now and come on the show. I'd love to talk this over with him. Because
I'd love to get their opinion. I want to see. Finally, we've been doing this for way too long, White, over the years. And it's always been that same thing with the workers. You're a stupid mark, take a bump, you don't know what you're talking about, you can't talk about fantasy booking.
And
Give me a reason why. Why?
Was I really fantasy booking?
I don't know, but they were hashtagging booking and all this as a booker.
Hell, there have been fellow fans who have came up to me at shows, at CWF shows. I'm not going to name names, but there's certain people that come up to me and in private conversations on Twitter when we talk about this, and they go, I want the fucking book. I would never say that.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want the book. I don't want that kind of responsibility. I don't want that kind of drama. You mentioned fantasy football.
Yes.
Isn't that fantasy booking? In a way? You draft a bunch. I mean, I don't know shit from apple butter about fucking football, but isn't that like a form of fantasy football?
Well, you got to choose who you think is going to do.
Fantasy booking.
You got to choose who you think is going to do good in your lineup week to week. So maybe kind of it is.
And if they're not doing good week to week, what do? Can you pull them out the lineup when they're not doing good?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not open to a long DM conversation. Here's the thing. He goes, I feel like I can't fully explain my thoughts on here. I know your thoughts. You told me your thoughts. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm in no position to tell anybody what to do. I'm not a booker. God damn it. But I can come on here and go, hey, how about, what if they did it this way?
Mm-hmm.
And to the deal about Trevor Lee, name me one person on that CWF roster that he has not beaten yet.
Well, you can't.
Dirty Daddy. Maybe Aaron Biggs. Cool J. Maybe Cool J should take the title off Trevor Lee. You know who Cool J is, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. He's awesome. I love Cool J.
I mean, I think we talked about that in the past, too. The fact that Trevor's beaten everybody on the roster, and then they bring in, I think that was my only negative about Trevor and Chip. I think I mentioned to you something on the lines of Chip comes in, he goes toe-to-toe with Trevor. Does the fact that Chip isn't a full-time worker at CWF going toe-to-toe with Trevor and having a 5-star epic, whatever you want to say, match, does that make the rest of the CWF roster look bad because they can't have that match with Trevor?
I won't say that they can't.
No, I mean, no. But the booking up till that point didn't show you that they can. Is that a problem? We discussed that. Now, does that make us wrong to have those thoughts?
In some people's eyes, yes.
I guess they just don't want anybody talking about their product. I really think some of these guys that were on Twitter are missing out on the fact that there is somebody doing a full-on live show about their show. I would think that would be a positive for them. I really do.
Yeah, I mean,
at least somebody's talking about it. Good or bad. Good, bad, or indifferent. At least someone's talking
John
about
Miller,
it.
Miller says Trevor's had better matches than the one with Chip. Yes.
Agree.
People say Kane. Okay. I will give you that one. Because the only time that Trevor and Kane have really faced each other has been in that Rumble match. They've never had a one-on-one singles match to my knowledge. Now, here's the thing. Who
was the heel that came in that I kind of marked out for? He wrestled Trevor, I think, after Chip. Can you remember?
Oh, the Ben Affleck guy.
What's his name?
The guy who was like the real Ben Affleck. Oh, my God.
Yes.
His name is escaping me right now. Somebody in the chat room will do it. Somebody in the chat room will remind me here.
Okay.
Because again, Joe White's getting older, and
yeah,
so he's not as Alex Daniels. That's his name.
Yes.
Beat the fucking chat room.
Thank you. Yeah, but my point was, I saw that match and I thought that was kind of just as good as Chip, maybe better.
And then he had another match afterwards during the 80s Night episode. He had the match with Alex at 80s Night. But I want to say he had another one thereafter with another outsider that was just as good. And my whole thing last week, this is another thing that kills me. The core CWF roster practically fucking hung me last week. But yet here I am. I'm saying that it should be a main roster member, not one of these guys who comes in for a shot or two a year that takes it off of them. And I'm also the guy that agrees with Miller when I say, and Miller does bring up a good point. Yes, he's a Kane mark. Yes, he's probably the biggest Kane mark that there is. But he has a point when he says that Kane Justice right now, if you're looking at the way the roster is, Kane Justice is the only logical choice right now for the one that should take the title off of Lee, because Lee's beating everybody else. The only other person right now that could possibly take it off of him would be fucking Eric Andrews, because I love Eric Andrews to death, but he's wrestled he's wrestled Trevor. Trevor beat him one-on-one, but now he's got the golden ticket, which is their version of Money in the Bank. So he doesn't necessarily have to wrestle Trevor to get. I mean, you know what I mean. He could do like the run-in after a big match. Hey, I'm cashing it in. The bell rings. He hits the asphalt spike. 1, 2, 3. Ha ha ha! This dastardly heel just stole Trevor Lee's title. It's a good story. I like it.
Oh, White, be careful now.
Be careful. I'm booking. I'm
writing stories.
Shit. I'm suggesting shit.
So what are you going to do moving forward, White? Just keep on keeping on?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
You're coming back for the 100th episode?
I don't know. You know what? You better ask your listeners there if they want me back, because I don't see it happening.
I want you back. I like I think it's good to have that kind of opinion from time to time.
I mean, that's the thing. You're not affiliated, but I'm not even on this show anymore. So I feel like, if they're going to be mad at anything I said tonight, so be it.
He won't be on next week, folks. So for those of you who are getting your panties in a bunch. He will be on this Sunday on our Twitch and YouTube channels at 3 p.m. Eastern Time when we have our WrestleMania kickoff show. AC is supposed to come on here.
Wait. So somebody's panties are in a bunch, right? Why? Why? Because I called out 2 workers? Is that why?
I don't know. Somebody said, yes, you should come back on because your voice is sexy as fuck. I've always said that about Edwards.
I've heard that many times.
I can't lie.
Many people
I got to bet from the other side of the plate for a minute. I've always said his voice is awesome.
But really, it's just my microphone.
Yes. And his Apple computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Sexy AF White. That's what I bring to the CWF. Official, unofficial.
Somebody messages me, and I'm gonna read this. I like a lot of shit on Twitter, especially CWF shit. It wasn't meant about what they were saying about you. We have other wrestlers that follow us, so they need to see that stuff.
Explain that. I don't know what that means.
I'm guessing, there are a lot of other CWF talent. This was only just a few.
Mm-hmm. It was like 2, really.
And what kills me is Royal doesn't even listen. That's what killed me. He didn't even go back and listen to the show. He's going off hearsay. Hearsay.
See, I actually thought
and
he did.
And to the people who listened and gave that hearsay, I thank you for listening. But you know what? When you go up to another worker and go, hey, such and such said this about you, you can access my fucking show on any device in the world that carries Twitch or YouTube. That's a lot of devices. Why not pull up the fucking episode, hit the goddamn play button, and have the man hear it for himself? Because I don't think it was as bad as people are making it out to be.
The initial tweet that I saw was him saying official, unofficial, official, unofficial of the official AfterShow.
Kind of calling me out, and so I took the bait, kind of,
Yeah, I actually thought
maybe I should have just shut up and let that thing go. But come on, what's going on, Jason? Jason from American Lucha Designs is in the chat room. What's going on, man? He threw up the Illuminati sign. Edwards is gonna like that.
Hollywood.
How's your book coming along, by the way?
I'm still working on that. You're going to have to call Melvin Dassey.
Melvin Dassey?
He'll know when it comes out.
I feel like I got Melvin Dassey this week,
You did. They treated you like Melvin Dassey.
They treated me like a Melvin Dassey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am just, like you said, maybe I am just a joke. Maybe I am just a Melvin Dassey to them. Oh,
maybe.
It's the fat white guy who fucking marks out over us. It's good, I guess.
But even if so, I mean, it's one thing for us to call.
He's so stupid. He criticizes the booking, but he still comes and pays $25, so I guess we got his money.
It's one thing for us to call out Melvin Dassey, but for them to call someone that's doing them a favor, I would say.
I won't say I'm doing them a favor, because you know what? They're going to look at me and go, don't do us any fucking favors. We don't need it. And they're right. They don't need me up here, talking about them every week. They were just fine before I started the after show. And if / when I choose not to do it anymore, they'll be just fine without it.
I'm sure, but...
They don't need me. They don't.
But why? If you and I ran an indie promotion, which obviously we don't, wouldn't you be happy if someone was piggybacking off the show to do a live review show? I think I would. Just makes sense.
If I was running an indie show, if I was a booker,
your dream come true, cuck boy.
And my cuck dreams.
Would you call it CWF, Cuck Wrestling Federation?
Yes.
Okay.
The Cuckold Wrestling Federation, where everybody comes just to see Joe White fuck himself every goddamn week.
Nobody's coming in, White.
Nobody's. Oh, the damn viewer count's going up, actually, so. I'm on camera tonight, so who knows what could happen. But anyway,
anything could happen.
The Cuckold Wrestling Federation, and I'm booking the Cuckold Wrestling for the Cuck Wrestling Federation. And Jeff Edwards likes cuckolding, Wrestling Federation. He likes watching the cuckolding. He's a cuck of the cuck.
Love the cucks.
He loves the cucks. He's the cuck of the cuck. He likes to cuck the cuck. So he's going to go and create the Cuckold Wrestling Federation, the official, unofficial Cuckold AfterShow.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody towel off and join in.
Yes. With my co-host, Bobby Ventura. Okay, so we're going to cover the Cuck Wrestling.
Shout out to Bobby V.
Shout out, Bobby.
And
whatever.
and the AC's Beauty Tips segment is on here on the Cuckold After Show because we got to be looking, our skin's got to be looking tight. Anyway,
bro, that mask shit works, bro.
So does my headband. Anyway.
Oh, you went with the headband.
I had to go there with the headband. Anyway.
Shout out AC.
I love AC. AC's probably not coming on tonight. He's probably still. Well, let me DM him real quick.
Go ahead.
Anyway, and on the official, unofficial Cuckold Wrestling Federation after show, Jeff Edwards goes, "I don't like the way Joe White's booking it." I'd go, thank you for your feedback and your passion for the product, because at least you're doing something to get our name out there and help me. You're free fucking publicity.
Right. I mean, how far do we take this?
Hell,
can somebody tweet?
On, as a booker, I'll come on the Cuckold After Show and do an Ask Me Anything. I'm not saying it's going to go that fucking far, folks. Trust me, that'll never happen, nor do I think it should happen in this case. But if I'm booking, I'd milk this fucking thing for everything it's worth,
Mm-hmm.
What kills me is the owner and potential booker has come up to me and told me, hey, thank you for your fucking passion for our product. Thank you for doing what you do. It's And Jason goes, I feel as a fan, we all fantasy book, to be honest. Yes, we all do it. Hell, how many times have you and I sat at this microphone and done it with WWE in the past?
Countless hours, White.
If AC comes on tonight, we're going to do it tonight because we're going to get WrestleMania predictions. So,
yeah, he's still on, so he's probably still recording his.
Yeah. I just DM'd him and I asked him if he was coming on. He's probably still doing his MMA show.
Yeah.
But I mean, and what kills me is when I go to CWF events, I like, I call them my CWF family because I love the hell out of those guys. I love the hell out of everybody.
That's because you think you're affiliated.
I'm not affiliated. Fuck. But I mean, it's to the point where, you know, I could go on for almost a full year and pretty much love the hell out of the product, and then I make one quip about how the roster's kind of depleted right now as far as Trevor Lee challengers, and they're about ready to hang my ass, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know. If somebody told Royal... Now, listen, I'm not backing off the snowflake comment because I have my reasons, because it seems like every time somebody on social media gets irritated by anything, they have to do a snowstorm at the person, okay? So that being said, maybe somebody just told Royal and he said, you know what, whatever, it's Marky shit. Whatever.
And this is not, I mean, I like Eric Royal. That's what kills me. He's a freaking hilarious guy in that ring.
That's the thing that bummed
awesome.
me out about reading all that.
Dude, I've put the man over I don't know how many times, and I will continue to.
We used to praise that dude weekly.
I've continued, even after you left, and I've continued to praise the guy weekly. I pretty much praised that entire roster weekly. I'm the guy that's sitting here going, yeah, the production may be a little bit, you know, iffy, but the fucking wrestling's still good.
But they don't care. You know, it's just, I guess it's just different personalities. Those two guys or three guys that were tweeting last week, they don't care.
And
a CL party or an Eric Andrews, maybe they care.
One of them is McAllister. And McAllister's just breaking people's balls because that's what he does, I think. I like McAllister. Jesse McAllister's been in the chat room countless times, you know, so and I've came up and he's talked to me during shows, so I like Jesse McAllister. He's probably just sitting there breaking the balls and found, you know, he's the type of guy where he's found somebody that's going to pick on me, so he's going to do it too, and it's funny, you know. I think it's fucking hilarious, but the other people who call me a cuck and then people sitting there going, I didn't listen to your show, I don't have to listen to your show, but I'm going to call your show out. People put, it says Eric Royal was still tired from carrying Snooty Fox in that street fight. Oh, shit.
Snooty.
Hell, me and Jeff went back and forth on Snooty. Snooty Fox, man. You used to love you some Snooty Fox, if I remember.
Yeah, well, listen, I was a noob at the time.
You were right there with Mario from American Lucha Designs that loves them some Snooty Fox. You would never jump on the hashtag Snooty is Booty bandwagon with me and Miller.
That might be going too far.
You know. What, the Snooty is Booty hashtag?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh, you haven't seen the press slam heard around the world yet. Anyway.
Uh-oh. You know, that does ring a bell. I may have listened to your after show that week, or maybe I saw it on Twitter, but I know you guys were ripping him bad.
I'm not ripping him. I wouldn't say I'm ripping the guy, because guess what? The fucker's more jacked than I'll ever be. Here's the pasty fat white motherfucker calling the jacked up son of a bitch Booty. Fuck.
White.
And that's another thing. I'm always, and you can attest to this, I'm always the first one to make fun of myself. I'm always the first one to put myself in my own place. Am I not? I'm always the first one to call myself the stupid Mark. Hell, it's been suggested that the name of the channel be called, instead of From Pillar to Post, there is a strong group of fans out there that suggest I should call it the Stupid Mark Show.
Kind
of like
it's an idea.
Hell of an idea. Nice ring.
Yeah. I like it.
But I don't want the after show to become the Stupid Mark After Show. Maybe I should call it. Yeah, it already is. Maybe that's the new name, the Stupid Mark CWF After Show. Then it would be official. The official Stupid Mark CWF AfterShow. Starring Ye Who Has Never Bumped.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. I was not expecting this today, White.
I'll be honest, dude. I was like, Edwards might be the voice of reason here because he doesn't watch hardly. He's kind of catching up, but he doesn't do the after show. He probably didn't know what was going on, so I was like, dude, go listen to the after show and read this thread of tweets that correspond with it. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect this kind of reaction.
Really, White?
I didn't expect this out of you. I thought you were going to kind of sway the other way a little bit, maybe.
Nope. It's one of my pet peeves, like I said earlier. Because we've been dealing with this, White, on and off for how long? All of us.
Yeah. A long time.
Stupid Mark, take a bump. It's like one of your things. You do it all the time. You've done it for years, Stupid Mark. Stupid Mark Joe White.
And I say it as a parody because it's probably fucking true. Yes, I've never taken a bump. I don't have the courage to go in there and do what these guys do.
Yeah, but it's funny because you do that as a parody of yourself. Yet at the same time, they did it 5 days ago on Twitter. Yes. They started calling you Stupid Mark. Which is funny. However,
it's like it
proves your point.
I don't know how to build a toilet, but I sure do know how to use one, you know?
Stupid Mark, you don't know anything about plumbing.
You don't know anything about plumbing, Joe White.
No, seriously, why is it only pro wrestling? That's the thing that kills me. It's only workers that do this shit. Dude, if I pull my car into the garage, right, for an oil change, and then they pull it out and they give me the keys and I turn it on and the engine starts clunking, I'm not a mechanic, but I know damn well something happened in there. You know what I'm saying?
And then you get the whole, well, pro wrestling is different from anything on earth. Yes, it is. I can't tell you how to go in there and fix the fact that you can't press slam a guy. Sorry, I mean, you know.
I mean, you could use it for anything. Nobody's allowed to have a differing opinion of anyone else anymore.
No. People go, it's not just wrestlers. Well, who else? Who else are we not allowed to say, fuck goddamn CNN and MSNBC. I'm not a Trump supporter, but they're making their living right now over criticizing somebody who's president of the United States. Fuck you, Wolf Blitzer. You get in the Oval Office. Do you see where I'm coming from?
That's my point, exactly. Yes.
I had somebody earlier today message me and go, how do I start a podcast? My first words to them were, I wouldn't do it because the market's flooded.
Oh, my God. It's so flooded. It's
an
understatement.
Second of all, if you really want to do it, be prepared to drop $100 worth of equipment and go to Spreaker.com and knock yourself out.
Yep. That's what I'd do, boy.
I didn't sit there and tell them, fuck you, dude. Get a fucking microphone.
Stupid podcast, Mark.
Podcast, Mark. Talking to me how to do a podcast. Fuck off.
Fantasy booking, your
fantasy podcasting.
Your microphones.
That's another thing I do want to talk about too. Jesse McAllister, one of the guys who was in that string of tweets, tweeted out something this week that's fucking funny. Speaking of parody, I'm going to go down and I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to retweet this and I'm going to tag you in it, Jeff.
Okay. I'm ready, White. Twitter loading. I'm ready, White.
There you go. I just tagged you in it.
Stupid Apple phone won't load.
Hey, I got an iPhone. I got no problem with the iPhone. I will admit, after a few days working with the Apple computer, because my first few days of work, I didn't touch a regular computer after I got off work. So, like, for the first few days, the only computer I touched is an Apple computer. And then I sat down here in the studio with my regular PC, and grabbing the mouse was different, typing was different. It was like an out-of-body experience almost, man. It was like, whoa, this is fucking weird, you know?
Yeah, I was like that at first, but you get used to it.
Miller goes, I'm more of a written review guy. Check me out at PW Ponderings. Yeah, go check out Miller's stuff over at PW Ponderings. I don't see anybody commenting on that.
Does John fantasy book in his writings?
No, I don't think so. He just gives his opinion on the matches and, you know. And he's good at what he does.
See, that's the thing, White, that gets me, though.
Did you see that picture?
Yes, that's very good.
That's funny.
That's the thing that gets me, though. Wrestling, to me, is two parts. One is the in-ring, and the other is what happens outside the ring.
Yeah.
So if you want to comment on the matches, great. If you want to comment on the booking, great.
That's why I never wanted to be a wrestler. I've always wanted to be a color commentator or a ring announcer, somebody who works in the production aspect of it, because that's what I'm enamored with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enamored with booking. I love the concept of booking. I love that aspect of it.
So do I.
I love the aspect of being able to write something and then see two talented motherfuckers take what I put on paper and bring it to life. That part excites the fuck out of me. That's why when I said at the top of the show, no, I'm not a booker. I really kind of I don't want to be, but if I had the opportunity and if somebody came up and said, "Hey, here's the Cuck Gold Wrestling Federation book. Give me 2 months worth of shows. Let's see what you got. Let's see if you can make entertaining TV. Let's see if you can put some asses in the seats." I wouldn't turn the opportunity down. Would it be different than what most wrestlers are used to? Yes. Why? Because I'm not in the booking business for 10 fucking years before I get handed a book.
That's it, White. It's why we love TV. We like the drama. We like the storyline. We like the twists and turns.
Fuck, you know?
We like to talk
Somebody
about
put TEW, Total Extreme Wrestling, fantasy booking at its best. You damn right.
Great game.
And Jason does a lot of mods for those. I think he's like the official modder for that series.
Really?
Yeah.
What's his gimmick name online on the message boards? I probably have seen it in the past.
Well, on Twitter, he's the Enforcer J, but I don't know what he is on the message boards for them. You and him should talk.
Okay, I haven't played it in years, but
dude,
I went nuts on that.
I still play Extreme Warfare Revenge. I don't mess with the TEW stuff. But man.
But yeah, that's a prime example. People love booking. That's why people
Mark,
play that game.
Stupid Mark Jeff, just go play your TEW and leave us alone. You can live in your fantasy world, in your fantasy booking world, you know. Come with me and you'll see. You just stay there. Stay there, man.
Well, if I make a mod for that game and it's CWF, I'm going to put the belt on Eric Royal. And it'll never go away.
Dude, I would too. That's what kills me.
I'm serious. White, we've said it so many times. And then he comes out and calls you a mark. So disappointing.
He says he did the new renders. You and him should talk. Since you both
talk it out. Talk out our love for TEW.
Oh, hell, I got new notifications. What is this about?
Oh, well, probably getting attacked out there.
Like McAllister, you know, because I was unable to hold down a job in 2017. Job hopped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
looks like I might be going to the Cornado Cup shows after all. And no, I did not get fired. And I tagged Jesse McAllister. This is the kind of guy McAllister is, and I love him for it. He goes,
"Oh, he said you'll be fired."
He goes,
by
"Yeah,
then, right?
he goes, he put underneath, you will." He's not far from the truth because I had a really bad job interview the other day. I really wanted this fucking job. It was Monday through Friday in a call center, Jeff, 8 to 5. Dream fucking hours, dude. $12 an hour.
Ooh.
Didn't get it.
Damn.
Failed the fucking testing that they put me through.
See? Stupid Mark.
Yeah, I know. Stupid Mark. Can't even pass the Dominion Virginia power testing. Can't even operate a fucking phone, Joe White. How can you book a goddamn wrestling show? Enforcer goes, play the Thunderverse mod.
Thunderverse mod.
Yeah, for people want to know if you're on Instagram.
Nope. No, don't do the Instagram.
Jeff barely has a Twitter, folks.
You can hit me up. I'll probably get to it eventually.
It got to the point where Jeff was so annoyed with Twitter because Jeff got me into Twitter. Jeff was like, you got to go to Twitter, Joe White. So once I get in there and I start, IMing people and everything, and I start DMing Jeff. Jeff is like, you could just fucking text me. So me and Jeff text each other now. We don't even, very rarely do I send Jeff a DM nowadays. AC says, give him 10. That was 20 minutes ago. Actually, that was 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I told Jeff, me and AC did a thing a few days ago, about a week ago. Somebody put, men are never on Instagram. I have one for the show. I don't even remember my password. I don't like Instagram. I don't like the pictures. Nobody. I mean, I'm on camera for the first time in I don't know how long during a live show, and I'm surprised we've been able to retain as many people as we have.
That's good, White. They just wanted to see if that was really you in that meme.
In the Family Guy meme, they're not far off.
Fantastic.
And then Quagmire is the American Lucha dude is Quagmire. I don't know who Hugh B is. And then John Miller. The John Miller one is John. You've never met John Miller. I have.
No.
Kid's in a wheelchair, so it fits. I love John. No, John is awesome.
So what? You're gonna stay on here?
Yeah, man.
I need a coffee.
You need
refill,
a break?
man.
You need a break?
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a coffee.
Let me see if I can load up something, and we'll take a break.
Okay.
Because I need some more soda.
You know what I miss, White?
What's that?
Back in the day, you used to play the old 80s commercials. I miss that.
I don't know if I have any on here. Let me see. I have 90s ones.
Okay, do the 90s ones.
All right, let me see if I can load these both up in here. Hold on.
I didn't plan on rewatching this show, but if you put those commercials in, I will. You'll get an extra view.
People hate the commercials, by the way, but I'm going to do them because you said to.
God, people hate me.
Oh,
wait.
Hello, I'm Hugh B., my worker name. Okay, thank you, Bad News Johnson. All right. We're going to go to break here for a few minutes. AC is probably joining us. We'll come back. What do you say we come back? We'll get off CWF. That's the after show for this evening.
Oh, with AC coming on, though. The band's getting back together here.
Yeah,
this is going to be a first in a long time.
Oh, man, it's going to be great. So if you haven't heard me and AC, what about you being in a wheelchair? You being in a wheelchair, dude, I envy people in wheelchairs. Here's why.
Lord.
I hate fucking walking everywhere, okay? My knees kill me. I love John Miller, okay? John didn't see the meme. And now we have to explain this because here we are. We don't want people snowflaking.
Oh, you better. Yep, go ahead.
In the meme, John, he has you as the guy in the wheelchair on Family Guy. We're not making fun of John Miller for being in a wheelchair. We'll throw another noose over the gantry for that. Oh, my God. We love you, John. We know you love you. You know why I love John Miller? He bought an official, unofficial AfterShow t-shirt, which you could buy right now. I have very limited inventory, but if you can slide up in the DMs on Twitter, I'll tell you how you can get a shirt of your own. Anyway, Jeff, you ready for your coffee break? He's already gone for his coffee break, I think. We're going to come back. Let me see how long these commercials are. Hold on. All right. Give us about 10 minutes, folks. We're going to come back. The show, here we go. The show's changing right now. 2 from Pillow to Post. We're supposed to have AC on. We got AC on, and we got Edwards on. We're going to come back. We're going to talk WrestleMania. We're going to talk wrestling overall. We may talk about other things, but that's the end of the after show. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you keep us on here. We're going to roll into the night here. We're going to come back with the with From Pillow to Post. We will be right back.
Because they taste good. But the whole idea behind these crackers is that you can eat them without feeling guilty. That's why they're baked, not fried. I mean, eat them because they're delicious, and you miss the whole point.
Neville, I thought I said no eating cookies in bed.
It's not a cookie, Mother. It's a fruit Newton.
Oh, carry on then, carry on.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
Top Shelf presents The Impatient Gourmet.
Show you how to make a good, wholesome meal when you barely have time for a snack. Forget this stuff. Get Top Shelf. 2 minutes in the microwave, you got it made. Bon appetit.
Top Shelf, for people who want to eat right now. Joanna.
Charles.
Theirs was a love affair.
A love of butter stopped short by cholesterol.
I've dreamt of giving you this. I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter is still the only spread flavored with real sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste, but without the cholesterol to spoil the romance.
I never thought I'd be swept off my feet again.
I can't believe it's not butter. The taste you love without the cholesterol.
You, behind the coffee cup, show us your Caffrey smile. Caffrey decaffeinates your smile. Caffrey toothpaste helps keep coffee and tea from staining your smile like they stain your cup. Get Caffrey toothpaste or gel and show us your Caffrey smile.
This artificial heart valve can kill without warning. Why did the manufacturer knowingly allow implants to go on for years? Now, thousands of patients live knowing that when the valve stops clicking, death may be minutes away. Bill Curtis reports The Heartbreakers on The World in Action, Thursday on A&E.
We will return to Cinema Matinee in a moment on A&E, the Arts and Entertainment Network.
Bookworks of Aptos offers a sensible alternative to the hustle and bustle of other bookstores. Browse, sip a cup of coffee, have a bite to eat, and let us do what we do best. Treat our customers to quality service and a comprehensive selection. Whatever you're looking for, Bookworks has you covered. And if you don't see what you want, we special order. So if you want the relaxed atmosphere of an intimate bookshop with big-time service, selection, and convenience, come to Bookworks in the Rancho Del Mar Shopping Center, Aptos. Be a part of planning the future of downtown Santa Cruz. Vision Santa Cruz is presenting a Saturday workshop series at their Downtown Information Center. Solar access will be the topic on March 16th, and on March 23rd, the focus will be architectural heritage. Workshops begin at 9:30 a.m. and continue until 3, with lectures, tours, and discussion. The program is funded by the Greater Santa Cruz Community Foundation. For more information, call 459-0900.
One of these travelers knows that some payphones are connected to operator service companies you've never heard of. Some who can charge 2 to 3 times more than AT&T for long-distance calls. One of them knows a way to avoid being overcharged is to dial 10-ATT-0 and the number. Which one knows all this? The one who isn't being taken to the cleaners. 10-ATT-0 for fair prices and quality service. We're always there to help.
Mama keeps yellow dandy like a dandelion.
Oh, you know I love my mama.
Mama keeps white, bright like the sunshine.
I just want to thank my mama.
Clorox 2 Color Safe Bleach keeps clothes looking newer, longer. Detergents alone can leave colors dull and lifeless. Clorox 2 removes stains, makes colors pop.
Oh, you know I love my mama.
Mama's got the magic of Clorox 2.
This isn't what you think. It's a new kind of cold relief. Introducing fast-acting, better-tasting Tylenol Cold Effervescent. Strong non-aspirin cold relief from Tylenol. The only effervescent cold medicine that speeds 2 cold medicines to your sneezing and congestion, while it sends Tylenol pain reliever to your aching body. New orange-flavored Tylenol Cold Effervescent, part of Tylenol's complete cold relief line. Nobody cares for your cold like Tylenol Cold.
I'm Jack Perkins. Please join me for a timely look at political violence as A&E explores the world of terror. Tonight.
Commander of the Philippines, overlord of Japan, architect of democracy. Was he a devoted patriot or an arrogant opportunist? The man behind the legend, when A&E's biography salutes General Douglas MacArthur, an American Caesar. Tuesday on A&E.
They buy the thin stuff, they pour it down there, it doesn't do the job, and then they call a plumber.
Professional plumbers on Professional Strength Liquid Plumber.
The thin stuff goes in there and it mixes with the water. It's just not tough. It's not tough like the thick stuff.
Unlike thin, watery drain openers whose power gets diluted in water, Professional Strength Liquid Plumber is formulated thick and powerful.
It's like a blob. It goes right through water.
Thick so it clings to the hair clog and powers it away.
Get the thick stuff in the gray bottle. Don't mess around.
The best liquid drain opener is in the gray bottle. Professional Strength Liquid Plumber.
Heart disease is the nation's number one killer.